اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمد وسلامة المقام الحمد لله الواحد الأحد الفرد الصمد الذي لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على حبيبنا وشفيعنا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن والاه فيا عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله يقول الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم بعد أن نستعيذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون وقال أيضا واتقوا الله واعلموا أنكم إليه تحشرون ومن يتق الله يجعل له من أمره يسرا. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, one day Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu came to the Prophet and said, he said, La anta ahabu ilayya min kulli shay'in illa min nafsi. He said, Oh Rasulullah, I love you more than anything else except myself. And the Prophet looked at him and said, La walladhi nafsi biyadihi hatta akuna ahabba ilayka min nafsik. You not love me yet until you love me more than yourself. So Umar is not hypocrite, because love, it cannot just come suddenly. So Umar said, Ya Rasulullah, yes. And then Umar left. So all night he was thinking about what he said. And then he tried to review his life and the life of Rasulullah, his Sirah. And said, yes, he brought us light. You know, he brought me from darkness into the light. He changed the community. So the next day he came back, he said, Rasulullah, now I love you more than myself. Sheikh Sharawi commented on this. Did he really love from the heart? It's not, because you cannot come suddenly. He said, Al-Hubbul Aqlani. He used his mind, his intellect, that Muhammad deserved to be loved more than the others. But after that, yes, the mind and the heart will follow. So the brothers, love the Prophet is not option, it is wajib. The Prophet said, La yuminu ahadukum, you're not true believer. Hatta akuna ahabbu ilayhi min malihi wa waladihi wa nasi ajmain. You're not true believer until you love him more than your wealth, your family, and everybody. So it's wajib. But again, this love will not come voluntarily. It has to be an effort. You want to love somebody you don't know. If I ask all of you here, anybody here love Cambodian president? I said, who is? You don't know him. So how you can love Muhammad sallallahu without knowing him, without knowing his sirah? So therefore, in this khutbah, I would like to share with you, you know, the benefit of learning the sirah. The first one, by learning the sirah, by following Muhammad sallallahu, that means you show that you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because when his companion climbing that they love Allah, Allah revealed the ayah from Surah Al-Imran, ayah number 31. قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ. Muhammad, tell those who claim that he loves Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In kuntum, he just said in tuhibbuna. The word in kuntum, it means if you are serious, you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I say fattabi'uni, follow me. And subhanallah, when you do that, you follow Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what's going to happen? Yuhbibkumullah. Allah will love you. Not only that, وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ. And Allah forgive your sins. Subhanallah. Number two, that Allah mentioned Muhammad is Qudwa Hasana. لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. If you want to be a good leader, a good father, a good grandfather, a good teacher, a good student, a good merchant, a good general in the army, there's no way unless you follow Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because Allah said that. But how you follow him and you don't know him? And one of the problem with our children now, our children, they know everything. They know everything. Especially know about the star, the sport. But when they asked about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just a tiny thing, they didn't know. So therefore, for them, Muhammad did not admire them, did not become a good example for them, because we don't teach them about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And so also studying the Sirah raises our hopes and lifts our spirit. So when you read the Sirah, right, you will find his struggling, his efforts, his sacrifice, where he was in Mecca, when he's in Medina, and look like there's no hope. But then suddenly, in the end of the story, Anas bin Malik said it was Fray Fajr, and he saw Abu Bakr was leading the Salah, and the door was open, and Rasulullah was smiling. Why he was smiling? He was so happy. Because what he did in the past, all his effort and struggling, this is the result. Masjid is full, right? So the same with us. Yes, Islam under attack now, but we compare what Rasulullah, facing, and with us is nothing. But still there's hope. So therefore, sometimes Rasulullah in the Quran said, فَلَعَلَّكَ بَاخِعٌ نَفْسَكَ. Rasulullah even want to kill himself. Why this Quraysh is so stubborn? Allah relate to him what? Story of Nuh alayhi salam. Ya Muhammad, how long did you make dawah? Look at Nuh alayhi salam. So reading the Sirah, can keep us hope in our hearts. And Sirah itself is one of the greatest miracle of Prophet Muhammad. Ibn Hazm said, if the Prophet did not perform any miracles, Prophet have many miracles, right? He talked to the trees, to the animals. When people was thirsty, there's no water, and the water comes from his fingers, many things. Without that, his Sirah itself is miracle. For example, when his beloved son, Ibrahim, died, and there was eclipse, and the people said, oh, look it, even the sun, the moon, they're crying because of the death of his son. He should be prophet, man. This is to be a best opportunity for him, right? I told you, man, I'm prophet, look at this. He said, no. He stood up. He said, the sun and the moon is the sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nothing to do with the death of the birth of somebody else. So therefore, one of the scientists, and also his to be a priest, Gary Miller, he's a PhD in the Bible study, and they're going to send him to Indonesia for missionaries. But he said, before Indonesian, they are Muslim, so you have to study Islam. You have to study Quran. But when he read Quran, he saw that Quran was revealed to Muhammad. He said, wait a minute, before I read Quran, I have to know this man. Because we revealed to Muhammad, is this Muhammad is a prophet or not? So he studied his Sirah. And he analyzed all the events that happened to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For example, he said, when he was in the cave with Abu Bakr, when he escaped to Medina, he was hiding. And then when Abu Bakr, he saw that the Quraysh, he found a place. They were stood up in the mouth of the cave. Abu Bakr, he saw their legs. And he said to him, he was nervous. Ya Muhammad, if one of them bow down, they will see us. What happened to Muhammad? It was calm. He said, La tahzan inna Allah ma'ana. Don't worry, Abu Bakr, Allah with us. So Gary Miller said, if he was not prophet, He will panic like him. Yeah, you're right, man. Let's try to find the escape. He was calm. So his calmness, this is the proof he's prophet. Another story is that when the Quraysh came to Jews and asked them, do you have something that I can defeat Muhammad? You know about Muhammad. I said, ask him 3 questions. If he cannot answer, he's not prophet. If he answers all the questions, he's not prophet. If only answer 1, he's not prophet. If answer 2 and he cannot answer 1, he is prophet. So where are the prophets? Hey Muhammad, tell me about the 7 young men who did sleep more than 300 years. Tell me about the Qarnayn. Tell us about the spirit, about the ruh. Muhammad said, Ghadan, Bukra, tomorrow. So they left. The next day, Muhammad, where's the answer? I'm sorry, Jibril didn't come. Almost 15 days, no answer. So Gary Miller, you know the story, right? But Gary Miller said, if he's not prophet, he will panic. He will try to contact Rabbi. Hey, do you know the story about 7 men? He just come. Because he believed he's prophet, he didn't know answer from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And because of the Sirah, Gary Miller became Muslim and he become pioneer in Islam. He gave many lectures, he wrote many books about Islam. And also by studying the Sirah, we will not fight in our ibadah or confuse between the Sunnah and not Sunnah. Right? For example, people already dispute, when you do tashahud, how you put your finger, it is just like this, or like this, or like this, right? We not fight because there is in the hadith mentioned all is correct. Where you put your hand is like this or like this, all is there. When you make from ruku to sujud, it is your knee first or your hand first. And husband wife was one time was fighting. No, the hand first. No. And both of them didn't read the surah. Because both of them is in the hadith Muslim. In one hadith said the knee first, the other said the hand first. But very good, we have this too. Because some people, sometimes they have problem with the knee. If they start with the knee, it was hurting him. So you can with the hand. Subhanallah. If you read the surah. And also sometimes people think everything Rasulullah do is sunnah. Like this a student, a sheikh told a story. He graduated, he's successful in his business now. And after years, he met him, he have a house, have everything. And the sheikh said, did you marry? He said, no. I said, why? Because, in one of your lecture, Muhammad SAW, he married when he was 25. I'm 24 now. I said, okay, I make dua for you that you're going to find a woman when she was 40 years old. You say, why 40? Because you say you follow the sunnah. Rasulullah married Khadija 40. That's not sunnah. I'm wearing this tube, it's not sunnah. Look at when you're a Sirah. Because people sometimes become Muslims and you have to change everything. No. If Rasulullah was born in Indonesia wearing sarung, wearing Indonesian kufi, this is the effect. Right? How do we know what is reading the Sirah of Rasulullah sallallahu? Because Rasulullah sallallahu encouraged young men to marry a virgin. When he saw a Jabir, a young man, he said, Jabir, did you marry? He said, yes. He said, virgin or widow? He said, widow. Widow? I said, why? Ya Rasulullah, my father died in the battle of Uhud. He left behind 7 girls. And who will take care of them? Right? So I wear widows so I can take care of my sisters. Sirah lays out precise methodology of the revival of the Muslim Ummah. Imagine less than 1 century, Islam reached Spain in the west, and then China in the east. Less than 1 century. Why? What the secret? Because the Sahaba, the Tabi'in, they know the Sirah. They know the step of Rasulullah sallallahu, and they follow it. And many people now claim they want to work for Islam, spread Islam. If they read Surah, what ISIS doing now, what they did, or when people killed the one who made a carton in Paris, in San Bernardino, in Belgium, will not happen if they read the Surah, because that's not the attitude of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He always said, "Idfa billati hiya ahsan," repels bad with good, right? Because they didn't read the Sirah, they just quote here and there. That's what happened. Also, it said, by reading Sirah, we read the best generation of Muslims. The generation of who? Of Sahaba radiallahu anhum. Right? You know how many ayah in the Quran said, radiyallahu anhum wa radu an, radiyallahu anhum wa radu an. Allah pleased with them, and they pleased with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah praised them. Was-sabiqun as-sabiqun. They are always the foremost. Their yaqeen, their sacrifice. You know, very interesting, there's a man by name Thamama bin Athal. He was wanted because he killed many innocent Muslims. He's wanted. The Sahaba, Rasulullah sent people, and he was on the way to Makkah, and the Sahaba captured him, hidden over him, and put him in the masjid and tied him. And then Rasulullah, we found a man. I don't know who's this man, but he looked like dangerous. And Rasulullah said, "You know this man?" I said, "No, this is Thamama bin Athal, the king of Yemen, the wanted man. Can I kill him?" He said, "No, let him leave the masjid." Rasulullah approached him. "Ya Thamama, ma indak? What do you have?" He said, "Ya Muhammad, in taqtul da damin." If you kill the blood. That means somebody going to kill you, because some people behind me. In tun'im shakir. He said, if you bless me, you bless the one who always grateful. And then he said, if you want money, I will give you whatever you want. Rasulullah left. The next day Rasulullah approached him again and asked the same question. He answered the same question. 3 days continuously. After the third day, Rasulullah said, untie him and release him. Ya Rasulullah, let him go. And he left. He left. After maybe half hour, he came back. He was making wudu. In the form of Sahaba again, Ashhadu ala Allah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. He took Shahada. Ask your question now. Why he became Muslim? And what Rasulullah was his tactic? He let him stay in the masjid to watch the Sahaba life, to follow how they mingle, how they love one another. So they're seeing every day how the Sahaba Rasulullah, you know, because they was in the masjid, they become Muslim. Right? And the last one, Sirah educate us about the meaning of the Quran. You won't be able to understand the surah, the ayat of the Quran, unless you read the Sirah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because it's connected. I'll give you example. For example, all of us memorize Surah Wad-Duha. Wad-Duha wal-layli idha saja ma wadda'aka rabbuka wa ma qala. By the duha and by the night when it become dark, your Lord will not forsaken you, will not leave you alone and displeased with you. So question to you, number one, why Allah swear with duha? Number two, why suddenly he said, I will not leave you alone, I will displeased with you, without Sirah? He said it was time Rasulullah missed Jibreel, missed revelation, because for man there's no revelation. He missed so much. And after man, Jibreel came and brought this ayah. In Arabic, when you see the word wow and then time, that means Allah swearing, like wal asri, wal fajri. Right? Duha is the time that everybody happy. The farmers happy, the employees happy, the worker happy, because that time the sun is not too hot, it's no heat, it's beautiful. And then on contrary, wal layli, by the night, idha saja, when it become dark. You know, there is night, there is no stars, no moon, it's dark. In the darkness, people sometimes they cannot do activities. Even your mind sometimes not work. And then he said, Ma wadda'aka. Your Lord Rabbuka will not forsaken you, leave you alone. Duha is represent a good time. Ya Muhammad, when you have good time with your mother, with your grandfather, with your uncle, with Khadija, and then you say when you have bad time in your life, a lot of trouble happen to you. All this time, good time, bad time, I always will be with you. I will not leave you alone. Right? But then Allah put condition. وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. As long as you put akhirah is the most priority for you. As long all your activities, you submit it for the akhirah. As long you do that, I will not leave you alone. Dear brothers, if you understand that, that's not only for Muhammad, it's for us. You know, you do work every day, you do whatever you want. But if your mind always, everything you do is for this next life, for the akhirah. Allah said, I'll be with you. So if you fail in your life, look like Allah leave you alone. Allah is not protect you, not close to you. That means what? You don't have this kind. You know, one of the Prophet dua, وَلَا تَجْرِ الدُّنْيَا أَكْبَرُ هَمِّنَا. Allah, please don't make dunya is the most that concern with me. Day and night, I just think about dunya, dunya, dunya. Right? And people who are close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who always akhirah oriented, they're always happy. Even in the bad time. When the bad time happen, because they believe, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah will not put a burden to anybody unless they're able to do everything. You said, I can't handle it. It's impossible. Allah no. Allah can handle it. Look at when he was in Taif. He was bleeding. He was hungry. And suddenly Jibril came. He said, Ya Muhammad, look it up. And he looked it up. He said two angels above the mountain. This is the angel of the mountain. Just give him sign. Allah can lift that mountain and smash all the people of Taif. What does Allah said? La ya Jibril. No ya Jibril. Allahumma hadi qawmi fa innahum la ya'lamun. Oh Allah, guide my people because they did not know. Right? This is just small example. If we know the Sirah, you know, we can understand the Quran deeply. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر لي ولكم ادعوا الله وأنتم الإجابة. الحمد لله حمدا يوافي نعمه وكفي مزيده يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه. Dear brothers and sisters, there's some benefit of learning the Sirah, of learning the Sirah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Guys, it is very, very important there. So for that reason, alhamdulillah, our masjid MAPS, every year we conducted what they call Sirah conference. This is a good opportunity for us and for your family to join and to show our love to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not only that, as a Muslim we have to always don't be selfish for the good thing. So when you hear something is good, try to bring the other also. Because in the hadith said, Man dalla ala al-khairi kafa'ilhi. Whoever direct or show the way of good, you know, will get reward. Anybody follow you. I just imagine when I was in Olympia, there's a man was living there for 3 months, he didn't know what's the masjid. And he saw a sister in the safe way. And said, he approached her and said, where's the mosque? She said, follow me. And that brother lived in Olympia 15 years. And he became always come to masjid. So how much that sister get reward just to follow me, this is the masjid. So the same. If you share with the others that we have Sirah conference at MAP, for example, you use your WhatsApps, internet, your Facebook. Even you send to 100 people, only 5 people come, you get the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So before you leave, don't forget to register, inshallah, and to show that our love to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the second one, inshallah, don't forget, tomorrow we're going to have also very important program, that's a fundraising for the refugee, mostly from Syria. The Prophet said, "Man lam yahtam bi amri muslimin falaysa minhum." Who does not care with the affair of the Muslim is not among them. So please come tomorrow, inshallah, at 6 o'clock. In the end, inshallah, when you make dua, please include the people just passed away, Sister Zohra and Zainab. Allahumma ja'alna min ladhina yasma'una qala fayattabi'una ahsana. Allahumma ahyina al-islam wa sunnah wa tawaffana ala al-iman wa tawbah. Allahumma ighfir lil mu'minat wal muslimin wal muslimat al-ahya minhum wal amwat innaka sami'ud da'awat ya mujib al-hajat. Allahumma ighfir laha warhamha wa afiha wa afu anha wa aqim nuzulaha wa wasi' madkhalaha wa naqqiha min al-khataya kama yunqqa ath-thawb al-abyad min ad-danas wa adkhil jannata ma'al abrar ya aziz ya ghaffar. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adzaban nar. Ibadallah, inna Allah ya'muru bil adli wal ihsan wa ita'i dzil qurba wa yanha 'anil fahsya'i wal munkari wal baghi ya'idukum lakum tadhakkarun. Udhkuru adhkurkum wa aqimus salat.